Good morning. Happy Monday. Can you believe we are already into June? Wow. Okay, so over the weekend, there were some questions about some of the forms on the listing side. You know, we have new forms, and I just kind of thought we might want to just touch on it a little bit. The conversation was great, the interchange was fantastic, but I don't think everybody got to take advantage of it. So, on the listing side, just remember there are a couple of different ways that when you're listing a property that you may want to present to your sellers, as well as understand a little bit about how they work. So the first way is the waiver of entry. The waiver of entry says, I am not putting this listing into MLS. So when would that be a good thing? I mean, we know that in MLS that other realtors get to see the property. So, and if they have a customer, of course, they can bring the customer to that property. So the waiver is saying, look, I'm not going to put it into MLS. Now, some brokerages like to use the waiver of entry, Some brokerages like to use that if they want to market it to their own brokerage first. But think about that. Is that really doing the best for your seller? Could there be a potential buyer out there that's interested that may pay a little bit more than someone from their own brokerage? So we got to think about that. But the waiver of entry says, you are not putting this into MLS. But please note on the waiver of entry, now I'm hoping you can see this, but if you can't, pull up the new form or pull up the form. It says that within one business day, so within 24 hours, if you market that property publicly, and publicly is anywhere. Publicly is anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, any place, if within one day, if you advertise that property that's currently listed, but they've signed a waiver so it doesn't go into MLS, and if you now put it out there to the public, anything public, a public-facing website, anything a public can see, then within 24 hours, that property has to go active or coming soon within MLS. Which leads us to the next option, which is when you list a property, you can put a property in as coming soon. I think coming soon is a great way to market your properties. It allows you to get all of your marketing materials set up, allows your seller to have a time frame, a defined time frame, to make some improvements that maybe you guys have agreed to or that you've suggested. Remember, the customary time frame for coming soon is a maximum of 14 days. Now, you can advertise the property, but it must be advertised as coming soon. You do have the potential, by petitioning MLS, to potentially get another 7 days on that coming soon. You can market the property, but you have to market it as coming soon, so don't forget that. And then, of course, after coming soon is the most common, which is you have an active listing. Remember, when your listing goes active, not only can the realtor community see it, but all the consumers can see it. It is shared with all of the other websites. It's syndicated at that point. Coming soon is not syndicated anywhere else. It is only within our MLS, within the Northeast Florida MLS is where it stays. And it can be advertised again as coming soon. But third would be an active listing. Think about the advantages, of course, going active. Everybody gets to see it. It goes out to all the websites. But think about the disadvantage. If you aren't prepared for it to go active with your marketing materials and your photos, it gets sent out on its initial impression with not everything intact. So think about that when you're thinking about syndication and how you want your listing to run. So did anybody see that Friends episode where Monica and Rachel were helping Chandler understand how things work? So how does it work here when you're listing? You can go 1, you can go 1, 2, you can go 1, 2, 3, you can go 2, you can go 2, 3, or you can go 3. So there are lots of options. Think about it, but it's important to understand how you're using this when you're listing a property and to be able to share with your sellers the pros, the challenges, and help them understand that you know how this works and you know how the business works. So if you have questions about this, reach out to me at cleblond@cbvfl.com or 904-537-6149. I hope you have a fantastic week.